Welcome one and all, Yanko here, and today, as you can tell, I'm feeling a bit blue. But when I mean blue, I mean I'm feeling super excited because I just finished watching Blue Period on Netflix, and nobody is talking about this show, so here I am, once again, making a video about an anime that I watched because I'm such a nerd. So I was binging a load of stuff on Netflix recently, just trying to re-find my love again for anime. And I found a couple of really good shows which I was watching, and then I came across Blue Period and I binged it in the day as you do when you find a show that you really like. It really spoke to me on an emotional level, and it's really hard to put into words just how deeply it touched me. So, probably should give you a little bit of background on what the show is about. The show is about a young boy who's in his middle year of high school, so I think he's about 16. 15, 16. Is he just... called Yatoro. And he is very apathetic. He's kind of bored. He's just going with the flow, doing what his friends do. He's trying his best to, get through life, get a good job so that he'll be cushy, because his parents have got low income and he doesn't want to be a burden on them. So he's just trying to, he's really smart, and he's got the best scores. He could get into any university he wants, but just basically he lacks any form of motivation, and that seems to frustrate him. And then one day he comes across the art club in his school. Now, they've been doing art in school anyway, as it's part of the curriculum, but he'd never taken it really seriously and never really bothered with it. And then he just sees this painting done by one of his upperclassmen one day as he's passing past the art room, and it piques his interest, and he has a really interesting conversation with the art teacher and with a couple of different students as well, and it sparks something in him, and he doesn't really know what to do with that. So he goes off and he actually finishes his assignment for the art class that he'd kind of been goofing off in up until that point, and he does a really good painting, and it actually gets such high praise that they put it up on the wall, and it gets him really fired up, and he finds his passion for something, which is painting. Now, I relate to this quite heavily because as a kid, I used to get really, really sick, and I was always out of school, and I just felt frustrated because everything that I wanted to do in life seemed to be out of reach. And then I decided one morning, I'd gotten up super early because I couldn't sleep, I didn't feel great. And I was watching the first Pokemon movie, and I just picked up a pen and a pencil, and I started drawing what I could see on the TV, which was the different Pokemon. And I found out that I was a pretty good copycat artist, even from quite a young age. And that, in me, sparked a love of art in general, so be it anime, physical painting, drawing. I'm not very good at digital art, but it's something that I'm working on. But no, hand drawing is kind of my shtick. I could really relate on that aspect of, I wasn't as old as Yashiro when he found his love for painting, but having circumstances where, you fall in love with something and it gives you a way to express yourself, and it gives you some freedom within the confounds of what you thought was a very suffocating suffocating existence. That really sparked something in me, and then I was watching it more, and just his interactions with the other characters. So he doesn't instantly go, I want to be an artist, and dive into it. He's like, I couldn't make a living out of art. I'm just gonna go to school, do business, be a businessman, this is nothing kind of thing. And then he starts sitting with it, and he starts thinking about it. And then he starts to draw more, and he fully joins the art club, and then he decides that he does want to do art full time for a living. And because he started so late to it, he really starts to panic about being able to be good enough, be able to pursue it as a career. And then his arts teacher is like, well, there's universities you can go to. They're quite expensive, which goes against his plan of going to a school that you could get into for dirt cheap. But there's one that he can go to, but it's got like the lowest acceptance rate in the entire of like university entrance exams. And so he starts practicing for this, and he then logs in. Well, he then joins up for a cram school, particularly for this university. I'll probably put the name of it there because my brain is fried and I can't remember anything. And yeah, through that he meets new friends and he broadens his horizons for his artwork. He meets people who are natural born geniuses who can just draw with no hassle really. They literally can just paint these gorgeous artworks and it's just amazing. And the ideal of the show is basically about balancing hard work and raw talent. And it's really good at showing that you can have an amazing raw talent, but if you don't put in the work, you won't achieve anything. And the same is the other way around. You could be absolutely terrible at something, but put in enough effort and hard work and you can achieve anything. And I thought that was really good and it was a great message. I'm trying to think. Like the music as well, the opening theme. Oh, banger. I've added that straight onto my like Spotify list. It's amazing. So yeah, that is actually called, let me find the name of it for you. Oh yeah, okay, so the band I think is Everblue and the title of the song is Omoi no Take. Such a banger. I would play it, but I'm afraid of getting copyright striked, so no, I won't. But yeah, so the music was great and was really inspiring. The other thing that I found really inspiring about the show as well in general was just the way the characters interact. So some characters don't want to make friends. Everybody is their competition, you know, move it or lose it kind of mentality. And then there's other characters who are like, this is my passion, I'm pursuing it, but like other people are also passionate about this, so I want to make friends with them. And it's really interesting how they balance that, because there's one character in particular who absolutely despises Yatoro. It's like, why are you here? Why are you bothering? Blah, blah, blah. Because he feels like it was his calling to do art. It's one of the few things he's like amazingly good at. And then here comes this like non-talented, you know, late to the party interloper. And as they go through it, he slowly starts to realise that Yatoro is just as dedicated as he is. And they kind of reach a middle ground. You know, there's other characters who are like just friendly off the bat and they want to hang out all the time and stuff. Todd Habercorn actually voices one of those. He's like a guy with these like purple braids. And I really like him actually. He's so friendly. His name is Haruka Hashida. And yeah, Todd does such a good job at voicing him. Now, the main guy, Yatoro Yaguchi, is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. And the fangirl in me screamed when I heard that, because he is one of my favourite English dub voice actors. I've actually met him in person and he's so nice. It's amazing. I actually met Todd as well and he was really friendly and amazing guy. So nice. Yeah. Side tangent. But yeah, the dub cast is amazing. Netflix did a really good job. They bring just as much emotion as the subcast, and I had to watch it in English, you see, because I was doing some other things at the time that meant I couldn't just sit and read the subtitles. So personally, I don't believe that there's anything wrong with dubs over subs, or if you watch subs over dubs, that's grand. Don't hate on other people because for whatever reason they don't follow your preference. I think credit where credit is due. Both are great, and you know, translating isn't easy, so kudos to the translators as well, who, you know, managed to keep the same context from the Japanese into the English. But yes, so it's only about 12 episodes long. You can pretty easily binge it in a day, as I did. You know, the ending of it was actually really satisfying as well, because it ends with the beginning. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but yeah. Another thing I really liked was there was a character in it called Ryuji Ayukawa, or Yuka-chan, who is transgender, and it's very good at showing a lot of the stigma that happens in Japan around that. Now, a lot of the kids in the art class call Yuka Yuka and like are accepting, and there's not a bother. Now, the main character calls her Ryuji, but they don't ever show her saying, "Don't call me that." There is actually quite a good scene where she starts trying to date this upperclassman from the cram school, who she really, really likes, but then tells him that she's technically still a guy, and he breaks up with her because he says, "I'm straight, I'm sorry," and walks away. And Ryuji finds her in the park, and they have this really good conversation about like life in general. And Ryuji's like, Yashara is like, why don't you just fit in? Why don't you just dress like, the gender you were born as? And Yuka is like, well, that's not how I feel comfortable. Why should I have to conform to something that makes me miserable, kind of thing. And it shows Yashara a new perspective on life as well. And his friendship with Yuka from then on is really, really solid. They help each other out in times of need. Yuka kind of goes off the rails a bit, especially because her home life is miserable. Her parents don't understand. They're awful bullies and just abusive, basically. But her grandmother is amazing and has always supported her, and especially her art. If she would never have gone into art if it wasn't for the grandmother. And I thought it handled it really well. Considering we don't actually usually trans characters or characters that look overly feminine are played for the jokes and as traps in anime. This was really well done, and it handled quite a serious subject delicately. It showed the troubles that people face, and also the way that people who don't understand view situations. And I just thought it was quite a nice learning curve. And shows, you might not understand it, but you don't have to be awful and vicious to people just because they don't conform to your ideal of normal, and that you can come to appreciate the people for who they really are instead of what society deems that they should be. Which again was, I thought, a very nice aspect, especially considering certain aspects of anime in general don't handle those kind of subjects very well, or they're played for jokes. So yeah, that was quite nice. The teachers as well in it are epic. I like a good teacher, Kakashi Sensei, anybody? Well, I mean, he's not really a good teacher to Naruto or Sakura. Anyway, side tangent, that's a video for another day. But yeah, I do like a good teacher in anime, and he has two. He has his art room teacher from high school, and then he has his cram school teacher, who is like really good at making him push himself and giving him good advice and helping him develop. Same with the art room teacher in high school. She's very good at helping him, very good at broadening his horizons and making him see that, the world isn't always black and white, and you can make a living out of art. And I think the way they insinuate it is, even if you don't become like a super stellar Picasso or a Michelangelo, you can still teach other people to enjoy art and make a living from it without, having to be super famous. Like you can aim for that, but you don't necessarily have to be bound by, if you don't make it big, you can't make money at all, which is a common misconception about art and art world in general as well. Plenty of people try to become painters and fail, and other people become painters and thrive. Some people just do painting as a hobby, and it helps them relax and it de-stresses them. There's no one way to enjoy anything, be it a hobby, turning a hobby into a living, or just making a living out of something that you're truly passionate about. And Blue Period is really good at handling all of that. And it really makes you question as well, do I want to do something because it's easy and it's the normal path, it's the path of least resistance, or do I want to fight against and make my own way, carve my own path, and do what truly makes me happy? And I do like that. I love an anime that makes you question yourself. And the thing with it is, it's not overly like fantastical. It's just a slice of life that's about, you know, falling in love with something. And yeah, I don't think there's much more I could say about it, really. I probably could, you know, ramble on about it forever, but I just thought that I would make a quick video about it because I wanted you guys to know that I found something new to add to one of my favourite anime lists. So yeah, Blue Period. Go check it out on Netflix if you haven't already seen it. If you have seen it, drop a comment down below in the comment section and tell me what you thought of it. Tell me your favourite characters, your favourite part. Did you like the opening? If not, you know, let's have a debate in the comments, guys. Come on, talk to me. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. And I've been Yanko. I will see you guys next time. Au revoir!